My job involves project management work such as Really Useful Products, where we look after the interests of our employers. So Lambert Smith Hampton were appointed as project managers for Really Useful Products, and we were appointed by Mike in December 2014. So there's two stages really to the sort of project. There's the warehouse building, which is going to be the manufacturing facility for the plastic products, and then there's the office facility, which is the butterfly building. The warehouse facility is currently on site. The second phase, which is the butterfly project, that's currently still in the design stage because it's a lot more detailed than the warehouse. So that's going to go out to tender hopefully in the near future, and we'll be looking to appoint a builder on that one to get them started on site once the factory is finished. Probably the main challenges on the project have been the uniqueness of the design. So on the butterfly, for instance, it is an office building, but because of the uniqueness of the design, you need to pay a lot more attention at this stage to make sure that things actually work once the building's constructed. So one example is the windows to the side elevations of the building. Because of the way the building is curved, on some of the floors you wouldn't be able to reach the window, so we need to install probably a motorised opening window, which if you hadn't sort of reviewed the designs you wouldn't really notice that until you're actually in the building and can't reach the window. So one of the surprises on the project was when we were working with Mr. Lau, the Feng Shui master. He asked us to rotate the warehouse building ever so slightly so that it was in line with the true north, as per a Feng Shui compass, which obviously the architect or none of the design consultants had even considered to take a look at. And this was just before we were about to issue the documents for tender, so there was a bit of a frantic change on those drawings, but we got there in the end and there was no real problems. Mike is sometimes challenging, but it's obviously quite refreshing to work with somebody who knows exactly what they want. So Mike he'll often go to great lengths to get what he wants. For example, a building in the shape of a butterfly. Mr. Lau, another example, getting a Feng Shui master over from Hong Kong. The project is normal in respect of that the people appointed and the people who are working on the project as per you would have on a normal project, so the architects, the engineers. The process is pretty much the same as any other project, but then it's obviously completely unique in respect that it's designed as a butterfly, so there's a lot more involvement and a lot more time and effort going into the design stage. So my favourite thing about my job is getting on my wellies, getting on my hard hat and my high-vis clothing and going either out on a site to look at a house which is being built, or climbing a scaffold to look on top of a roof and just get my hands dirty really. That's the part I really enjoy. So after finishing my GCSEs at high school, I studied for a diploma in construction at college, and then once I'd finished that I went to university and did a degree in building surveying. After I'd finished my degree I got a job as a building surveyor as a graduate level, and did a few years training before sitting my APC to become a chartered building surveyor. And obviously once you finish school you do 2 years A-levels or college, 3 years at uni and then 2 more years to become chartered. So yeah, there's a lot of study hours going. So what really sort of appealed to me about being a building surveyor is the variety in the workload. So for instance, you might spend a morning in the office working on a report, and then you might be out on site in the afternoon, and then the next day you might be working on a project such as the butterfly and working with the architects and the engineers, and then the following day could be working on something completely different on a completely different site. The most important skill, in my opinion, is probably the ability to be organised and juggle around conflicting priorities really, because you do have so many different projects on the go at one time, you do have to be able to spin a lot of plates and make sure that they're all sort of running smoothly. So the main reason really why I became a building surveyor was because when I was younger I had an interest in construction and property, and that probably appealed to me a lot more than a standard 9-to-5 office job as such. So the best advice really I can give to somebody who's considering becoming a building surveyor is to work hard and don't become disheartened at the amount of hours that need to go in throughout college, throughout university, and even once you become chartered really. There is a lot of work which goes into that, and you really need to work hard to become professionally chartered.